Mojang just released a Snapshot 25W41A for an upcoming game drop known as Mounts of Mayhem. There's a lot of cool new features in today's episode, so let's go ahead and take a look at all the new changes that you should be aware of. But before we get started, I did just release my video on the Copper Age update, so if you haven't yet seen that, go ahead and click that card above and go check it out. Diving on into the ocean here, we should have a brand new mob called the Nautilus. I don't see any around here actually. They should just kind of be swimming around like dolphins. And if I go ahead and switch to survival mode now, we should just be able to bop this thing and see it attack us back. So it's going to be neutral and that it is passive until provoked, and then it is going to become hostile toward us. So okay, it keeps attacking us even after the single one, so it's not just like a one and done. It does keep going. Doesn't seem like it does a whole lot of damage though. So these things are going to spawn in every ocean biome, and that is the dash attack that you just witnessed it using against me, and apparently these things are also going to use that against pufferfish. So if I go ahead and drop a few in here, let's see, is it going to see them from down here and just kind of go at it, or does it need to be a little bit closer? Should I put some over here? Hey, there we go. So that was interesting. This other one over here is the one that I previously attacked, and that didn't seem to care about any of the pufferfish. This one, however, is one that I did not attack, and that did just go ahead and spike one. So either maybe it's just really sparse that actually happens, or possibly there's something going on with that. And given the name of this drop, we should be able to mount and ride this Nautilus with the saddle. Although if I right click, it doesn't appear that that actually does anything. Maybe if I shift click. Okay, also no. Okay, potentially I have to breed these things in order to make a tame Nautilus. I'm not quite sure how that works. I did just give them the things though. Oh, okay, there's a baby Nautilus. There's definitely something going on here. Okay, this is the one that was just bred. Let's click on it with the saddle. There we go. And just for proof, oh, apparently once you breed them, they become tame. That one didn't breed. Interesting. Okay, well that's not very straightforward and definitely not outlined in the snapshot. Cool, we can ride this thing now. Take a look at that. And we can go underwater. That was fast. How do we do that? Oh, it's like the horse with the space bar. So I hold space, it charges up, I let go and it dashes. Oh, this is fun. I believe if I go into survival mode here, we should also see that we get Breath of the Nautilus. Yeah, and it just keeps on going. I don't know why they chose 2 seconds. That's a little bit interesting, but it is infinite as long as I am on here to the best of my knowledge. So I can just breathe infinitely underwater when I'm on this thing. This is pretty neat. Okay, and if I go ahead and get off of this thing, we do have some new items here. We've got a bunch of different Nautilus armor. We've got copper, iron, gold, diamond, and even netherite, which is pretty cool. Let's go ahead and see if we can just put that on there. That made it a little bit darker. The color's already pretty similar though. Let's take a look at the iron. Didn't mean to do that. Shift click. Oh, how do we get it off once it's already on there? Iron, gold, diamond, and netherite. These things also have a pretty cool spawn egg, but if I go ahead and use it on up here on land, they will eventually suffocate and die. There's another version here too. Now I'm holding a zombie Nautilus spawn egg, and if I go ahead and drop that down here, we're gonna get that guy, which is pretty cool. And apparently if they spawn in the wild, they also have a drowned on it that should be carrying a trident. And let's see, can we tame this thing? Oh, we sure can. That should mean that we can give it some armor, right? Let's give it some diamond armor, and let's try out a saddle while we're at it too. Let's see how that works. Diamond armor and a saddle. That works all right. We can hop on this thing, and apparently we just hopped right off. Okay, left shift to dismount. Ah, yes, that would make sense. Let's do this in survival mode so that it's kind of clear what's going on here. Do we still get the Breath of the Nautilus? We sure do. And if we do this and spike it up, yep, it jumps. So it seems like the rest of the mechanics work pretty much the same. But this thing looks pretty cool. And next up, we have a new weapon. If we come on into the crafting table here and we grab 2 sticks, this would be the crafting recipe for a shovel. We can just kind of slant that, and now we get a spear. So it comes in a wooden variant. It also comes in a stone, copper, iron, gold, diamond, and netherite version. Although apparently you don't use the netherite ingot for that. Right, no, this makes sense. Smithing table with the diamond spear and the smithing template for netherite upgrade, and the netherite ingot, that will give me a netherite spear. And this thing, if I pull it back, I think it pretty much works like a trident if I just... Not like that, okay. No, apparently I actually was onto something. If I go ahead and hold right click and run up, there we go. That's interesting. That looks very odd from this perspective, I bet. If I go like this and just poke. Oh, was I too far away? Poke. Poke. I might be too close. There is also a minimum reach. Boom, there we go. This thing's not like very straightforward to use, and it does look a little ridiculous because the spear is not actually coming into contact with the target mob. We can also just left click on these things too. Oop, I missed. There we go. Apparently also with this attack, you can hit multiple targets all at once. So if I do that, oh, that's gonna be handy. And of course there is a new enchantment that is going to go along with the spear. This thing is called Lunge, and it goes for that same attack that we just used. So if I go ahead and put it onto this spear here. Oh, that's fun. Okay, can you hold it for longer? No, it just kind of like moves me in that direction. Not very far. I wonder what happens if we do this on ice. Okay, so I laid down some blue ice here. We're standing right at the edge, and if I do this, I mean, it pushes me a little bit further. It seems like that was actually the right amount of ice that I could even move. That was kind of just a lucky guess. But also, apparently, there is a order to how you angle this thing. And that was definitely shorter because I was looking down. Flat is supposed to be the best. That did move me all the way to the end. And what happens if we look up? Now, we've tested the other two directions. Let's go like this. And yeah, that didn't move me very far at all. So you definitely want to be pointing straight down the center in order to move the most amount. Can I jump with this too? Actually, just kind of need some practice here. So if I hit these at the same time, if I go space and left click, that's going to get me moving. Oh, there we go. Yeah, there's probably some kind of cool mechanic that we can do with this. And an important thing to note here is that certain mobs can now carry these things as well. And man, does that not look absolutely crazy with that zombie carrying that big old spear. If I jump over to survival mode here, that thing's going to be very mad at me unless I'm holding this golden spear, so that now counts as an active piece of gold that you can use to deter them. And next up, a small but noticeable and welcome change. We got some XP floating over here, and this diamond hoe I'm holding has mending on it. If I go on over here now, you'll see that it does start to repair, but I don't get that annoying bobbing animation on the tool on the right. This isn't a new change, but I haven't actually seen this naturally occurring before. That skeleton spawned in with a copper helmet. And there is a chance now in savanna and plains biomes at night that you might see one of these guys spawning. That is a zombie horse with a zombie riding it, holding an iron spear. These things look pretty terrifying, but they're super cool. These horses have been in the game for quite some time, but now they are naturally spawning at night, which is pretty awesome. Although if you do want to keep that horse, you're going to have to kill the zombie rider and then protect that horse, because if we set the time to day here, you're going to see that these things both end up burning up, and they will die if you do not protect them. And you should keep an eye out for all the different loot chests now, because if we look at buried treasure, we can get an iron spear in this one. If you find a weaponsmith in a village, you can have a chance of getting either a copper or an iron spear. In ocean ruins, you have a chance of pulling out a stone spear. And you can find a diamond spear both in a bastion and end cities as well. And you can also find various levels of Nautilus Armor in buried treasure, ocean ruins, or a shipwreck. So like I said, there was a lot in this one. It's super exciting, and if you want to read about all of the bug fixes and technical changes, you can do so by clicking on the link down in the description box down below. But anyway, hopefully you all have enjoyed. Go ahead and subscribe for more updates, and I'll see you all next time.